Hello, this is your girl, Dr. Brianna Boss James, aka Dr. Boss, the founder and CEO of She Bossin' Up and P31X. Listen, welcome to the carpet. If you're in a position to do so, go ahead, light a candle or something, grab your favorite beverage, and let's get into this thing on today. So today we're going to talk about the 5 tips for when you have way too much to do. Listen, as entrepreneurial women, we often juggle multiple responsibilities at once, all the time, all day, every day. It could be managing your team, seeking to grow your business, trying to take care of your family to make sure your family has everything that they need, and even making sure you care for yourself. Your self-care and your soul care are extremely important. And here's the reality. Sometimes it feels like there's just not enough time in the day. When you're faced with too much, it's important to have strategies in place to help you stay focused and to be very efficient. I am all about strategies and making sure there are processes to do things. So here are the 5 tips that can help you manage your day, whether it's your work, whether it's your home life, put it all together. But since you are an entrepreneurial woman, we want to make sure your business stuff is on point. So tip number 1, prioritizing your tasks. You'll want to start by creating both professional and personal get-her-done lists. Now, I love me a good get-her-done list. These are the things that you have to do, okay? They're not maybes. They're not at some point I'll get to them. No, you need to get to them. If you need to get something done, it needs to go on your list. And you want to do a professional and a personal list because here's the reality. Your life just isn't business. You have things in your personal life that you want to do as well. So you need a get-her-done list for your personal also. Then you want to take these tasks and you want to organize them to the things that are necessary first. So reality, there are some things that you have to do in a very particular order. Because if you don't do the first thing, you can't do the second thing. So be mindful. It's just like something very simple. If you want to get dressed in the morning, you want to make sure if you're wearing like leggings, especially, you want to put your leggings on first before you put your shoes on. Basic common sense type thing. So make sure that you organize your list, one that supports doing first things first, necessary things first, the things that are going to move the needle first. You do those things first. I know you might want to do the fluffy, nice, feel-good things first, but if your fluffy, nice, feel-good thing is not going to really move the needle in your business or life, save those for later. Save those for more non-productive type hours where you're kind of starting to fade away a little bit and you could use a little spark of something. Save those for then, okay? Do first things first. And you want to make sure you get that done. Tip number 2, learn to delegate. Listen. As business owners, it is important to recognize that you cannot do everything and you definitely can't do everything alone. If you want to grow, you want to scale. If you want to maintain your sanity, at some point you're going to need to go ahead and allow others to help you do things. Delegate your tasks, team members. You may even be able to outsource some responsibilities. Here's my flow. If you don't like doing something and someone else enjoys doing it, pay them to do the thing. Now, listen, I understand how it is. Been there, done that. If you are not in a place to outsource abundantly, outsource where you can. The things that you really can't stand doing, but they're definitely going to move the needle, outsource those first. Now, if you're really grinding out, you're just launching your business, you're really trying to get things going, and you are your resource for everything, if you just can't outsource, listen, knock those I can't stand these tasks out first. In the midst of your prioritizing, there might be things that you really don't enjoy doing. If you get those things out the way first, they're done and you don't have to worry about them anymore. So delegate where you can. And if you can't delegate the things you don't like to do, in the midst of prioritizing, take care of those things first. Tip number 3, break tasks into smaller pieces and chunks. Listen, overwhelm is real. And the easiest way to cut down on overwhelm is to take your very large tasks and to chunk them down into more manageable pieces. This way you'll be able to stay focused. You're going to make consistent, steady progress without thoughts and feelings of overwhelm. And you'll be able to celebrate your little process along the way. And by the time you get done with those, let's say 6 smaller steps, you'll actually be done with the big task that you have to do. So chunk things down, take everything that you have to do, if they're very large and consuming, and knock those down into smaller steps and focus on doing the smaller steps. Tip number 4, set boundaries. Listen, my entrepreneur ladies, boundaries are everything. They're absolutely vital. It's really, really easy to get caught up in work and the things that you have to do and making sure you're focused in those areas, and you can neglect every other area of your life. Boundaries are important. You have to know when to say no, and you have to know when to say yes. And you have to already have your values and your standards in place to be able to distinguish the difference between when you need to say yes and when you need to say no. You also need to make sure you're setting boundaries around your work hours so that you can make time for your self-care and your soul care, your family and your friends. You need time to relax, be with your family, making sure your spirit is right and you're on point with God, but that you're just able to be and you're not always focused on the work. If you're working a job, launching a business, and trying to hold down life at the same time, listen, I have a great resource for you. I created this ebook. It's titled Work Plus Life Balance System. It'll be in the notes somewhere. You'll be able to get a hold of that. Please do check that out. It's absolutely free. Get the ebook, go through the ebook, put the data in the ebook, and then utilize the other resources that are in the ebook. It will do you some good. Final tip we have here, tip number 5, lean on your support network. We are built for community. We are made for community. I am all about being alone by myself. I don't mind it. You all know I am a high-level introvert. I enjoy being by myself. But listen, we were made for community. We all need people around us. That's how God created us. So don't be afraid to reach out to family and friends, your coaches, mentors. Seek out support when you need it. Ask for help when you need the help. That is what people are here for. When you have a strong support network, you can get the help that you need, and you can stay motivated and focused on your goals. Now, my greatest support is Holy Spirit all day long, every day. Like the word says, in the same way, the Spirit helps us in our weakness. We do not always know what we ought to pray for, but the Spirit himself intercedes for us through wordless groans. That's found in Romans 8:26. I love Holy Spirit. He leads and guides me. He tells me what to do when I have my mind focused on him, and I ask and I listen. I call on him all the time. He is indeed the counselor of all counselors. Now listen, at the same time, if you feel it is necessary to talk on a deeper level to another human, which is perfectly okay, it is fine. And honestly, when you're going straight through the middle of something and it's really impacting you and people can see that it's impacting you, you should talk to a person. You need to let your community know what's going on with you. And therapists are great. It's a good thing to be able to talk to a licensed professional who knows what they're doing. So if you're thinking about considering talking to a therapist, go ahead and check out BetterHelp. They have some great therapists, wonderful reviews. You can check them out at www.betterhelp.com, BETTERHELP.com. Go ahead and check them out. So those are the 5 tips for when you have too much to do. Prioritize your task, learn to delegate, break tasks into smaller pieces, set boundaries, lean on your support network. As you begin to incorporate these tips into your routine, you will better manage your workload and your life. And you must remember, okay, it's not just okay to ask for help and to take breaks. These things are necessary. Ask for the help that you need. Take the breaks throughout the day that are necessary. As you're prioritizing your overall well-being, it is crucial to your long-term sustainability and growth, okay, for yourself and for your business. Make sure you're focused on the things that matter. And ultimately, you are the key player in this situation. So you want to make sure that when you have too much to do, you take the time, you create the plan, map everything out, break them down into small chunks, prioritize, and get the things done while seeking help. It's time for you to have greater levels of success, and I am here for you. Have a great day. Thank you so much for tuning in today. I know some fabulous things will happen for you as you continue to both navigate and to break free from the struggles and setbacks in your life. If you received any value from this episode, please hit that good like button. And if you know someone who might need a little bit of what you just received, please go ahead, share this episode, and pay forward the blessing. If you find yourself in a place where you're wondering about what you really want in life, who you are, what you're called to do, or you're just at, I don't even know, go ahead and check out breakingfreeboldly.com for the book that will transform your life.